The Associated Press is reporting that another Planned Parenthood facility has been attacked. They say, quote, an arsonist threw a container with flammable liquid through the window of a Southern California Planned Parenthood facility, setting off a small fire. Crews reported the smell of gasoline at the scene of the arson late Wednesday in Thousand Oaks. Thankfully, nobody was inside the building when the flames broke out. Surveillance cameras recorded a suspect wearing a hooded sweatshirt and a face mask. So this is the second attack within a month or so. The last one that we reported on was the arson attack in the state of Washington. But I don't want you guys to worry or anything, because I'm sure this has nothing to do with the debunked Planned Parenthood smear videos, which tries to make them look like genocidal maniacs who are selling baby body parts for profit. Except that's exactly what it has to do with. Those videos came out not that long ago, and after they were released, there's been an uptick of violent attacks on Planned Parenthood clinics. And not only that, there's this kabuki theater political charade going on in Washington right now, where the Republicans are grandstanding and pretending that Democrats and Planned Parenthood do infanticide. And again, there are consequences to your actions. And with the outright lies that are repeated over and over, some people are going to start to believe that Democrats and Planned Parenthood really are doing infanticide and really are doing genocide and really are evil people who want to kill babies. So there are consequences to your actions, which is why it's important that we need to counter their nonsense by bringing up facts. Now, unfortunately, I hate to do this next part here, but I have to do it because I think it's relevant. 2 days before this last Planned Parenthood arson attack, somebody was on TV, and he went way, way, way too far in his attack against Democrats and Planned Parenthood. Let's take a look at that. Bill O'Reilly is going to turn dark here, and pretty dangerous in my opinion, with an over-the-top bombastic claim that I hope doesn't have consequences, but the way he's talking, you fear what will happen with what he's saying in the wrong hands. So let's take a look, and then I'll break it down.
To stand up for justice and against inequality, and to ensure that every human being is able to live in dignity, because we are all made in the image of God.
The key words there are every human being is able to live in dignity because we are all made in the image of God. So, Mr. President, are aborted fetuses able to live in dignity? They're not able to live at all, are they? The Pope may not know this, but last Friday, 177 Democrats voted against a House bill that would require American doctors to keep babies born alive during an abortion process from dying. 177 American elected officials, all Democrats, voted for infanticide. We have posted their names on BillO'Reilly.com.
Right after that, a Planned Parenthood was attacked in a terrorist attack. It was an arson. Now, the problem with what he's saying is, I get it, guys. We live in a country 100%. I believe in free speech. I think I'm a leader in defending it. I don't think you can find a single case where I was against it. The issue here is when it doesn't require a misinterpretation of the person's argument in order to take action, and in some cases violent action, against said people. And it doesn't require a misinterpretation of what Bill O'Reilly's saying in order for somebody to act out against it. Because what he's saying is the Democrats and Planned Parenthood are for infanticide. They're for the mass killing of babies. So Democrats are for genocide. That's the argument he's making. Now, what is the rational response to that if that were true? If you don't do something about it, you're a moral monster, right? So this doesn't require a misinterpretation or a misperception or, oh my God, they took his argument and they twisted it and then they misapplied it. No, for somebody to do an arson attack against a Planned Parenthood, if they hear that and they believe it, that person's rational. But that's the thing. What Bill O'Reilly's saying is, of course, not true. we went over this the other day, but number one, murder is already illegal, in case you didn't know, Bill, in America, so you can't kill babies. Number two, the specific thing you're referring to is also already illegal, not just under the murder statutes and the murder laws, but also there's a separate law that was passed, which also bans that. But you make it seem like the Democrats were like, no, that we're going to do a whole bill in favor of doing infanticide. No, the Republicans did a dirty trick where they attached this thing, which was already illegal, to a bigger bill, which was defunding Planned Parenthood. And then when the Democrats vote against defunding Planned Parenthood, the Republicans turn around and go, I guess you're for infanticide. It's the oldest political trick in the book. And Bill O'Reilly either fell for it hook, line, and sinker, or he's just a liar. But either way, is this kind of rhetoric attached to an increase in violence and terrorism? I think you can answer that question yourself. You don't need me here to answer that question. And remember, Bill O'Reilly's the same guy who went around saying, Tiller the baby killer, Tiller the baby killer, Tiller the baby killer, and then somebody murdered, or you can say did a terrorist attack against Dr. George Tiller. So the thing is, guys, this doesn't require mental gymnastics and let me provide an argument as to why what he's doing is directly leading to harm. No, it just is that. The plain face of it, the facts of it. Like I said, it doesn't require a misinterpretation of what he's saying in order for him to be inciting these attacks. It's just flat out what he's saying. So, Bill, reel it the fuck back in, son. Come out and give an apology and say, I was wrong, here's why I'm wrong. If you don't do it, who knows what the fuck is going to continue to happen here? And to all the Republicans putting on this ridiculous show, pretending Planned Parenthood was selling baby parts for profit, you also need to fucking apologize and come out and say, easy guys, let's not go crazy here, don't do attacks. It's actually not true, but they're never going to admit that. The fact-checking organizations had a field day with those bullshit expose videos of Planned Parenthood. The money that's being discussed when they talk about the baby parts, which is really fetal tissue, it's for transportation costs because Planned Parenthood thought these are scientists who want to do medical research to try to cure diseases. So they were lied to when people showed up who are right-wing hacks who pretended that they care about science and cures and medicine. And then they get them in a conversation and they twist it to make it look like Planned Parenthood is genocidal and they're selling baby parts for profit when they're doing no such thing.